This question says that we need to solve the system by substitution. The first linear equation is x plus y equals -6. The second linear equation is y equals -3 times x. So we need to find xy value which satisfy those two linear equations. From here we can see y equals -3x. So we can replace this y with -3x. So substitute -3x for y. That's the meaning for substitution method, since y equals -3x. By doing so, we have x plus -3x equals -6. So that's the substitution. Okay. We know in front of x there is a number 1, because 1 times x is x. 1 times any number is that number. Then what we get is -3 plus +1 is -2 times x, which is -6x. And then both sides, in this case, can be divided by -2. So we then have x equals 3. -2 divided by -2 is 1. Again, 1 times x is x. -6 divided by -2 is +3. Now we have x is 3. So we can put this 3 back to this place. So substitute 3 for x. What do we get? We have y equals -3 times x. X is 3 in this case. So we have x equals 9. Y equals -9. And then this will be x. We normally write x as the first coordinate and -9 as the second coordinate. And in the set notation means x, y is a pair, is a point. So then in a set. So right here, the first choice will be our correct answer, right here. What's the meaning for 3 -9? You know, in decimal, this is decimal website. If you input x plus y equals -6, you know that would be a line. That would be a line. Now, you can then input the second equation, y equals -3x. You get another line, okay? And then you look at this point. That's negative, and then 3 -9, which will be this point. So the point is what is the solution for these two linear equations. The solution, the 3, -9, this point will be on those two lines. That's the intersection. Okay, that's the meaning for the solution. All right. Here is question 1. How about question 2? Question 2 is similar. Let's work on that. We need to do in this way is still the substitution. So we have x plus 6y is -23, and the 8x plus 5y is -53. So in this case, we see x in front of x, there is a 1. So we better start with this x by doing both sides subtract 6y. So what do we get here is x equals, because positive negative will be cancelled, positive negative 6y will be cancelled. Then what we get is -6y minus 23. Now we are ready to do the substitution. How to do that? X. So we need to replace or substitute -6y minus 23 for x here. We want to do is plug in this -6y minus 23. So then what do we get? We then have 8 times this -6y minus 23 plus 5y equals -55. And then we can do the distributive property by multiplying 8 to the 10 here and to the 10 here. So 8 times -6, -48. Y. And 23 times 8. We have 3 times 8 is 24. 2 times 8, 16. 16 plus 2, 18. So then we have a -184 plus y is -55. And then here we have a +5, -48. We combine those two lactants, we have a -43y. -48 plus 5 is -43y. Now, at the same time, if both sides plus 184 plus 184, then those two will be cancelled. So then what we get here will be 184 subtract 55. What do we get? 4 minus 5, not enough, so borrow 1 here. So then we have a 9 here. And here will be 17 minus 5, which is 1 to 129. So then we have 129 right here. And then we do is both sides divided by negative 43. So what we get is y equals negative 3. Now, since y is negative 3, we are ready to do the substitution as well. Locate back here. If here y is negative 3, you plug in negative 3, you should have a value for x. So what's the value for x? That will be x equals negative 6 times negative 3 minus 23. That will be positive 18 minus 23. And we shall have a negative 5. So combining those two, we then have a x is negative 5 here, y is negative 3. In the set representation, that would be this one. Negative 5, 3 stands for a point. Again, if you want set notation, you want the curly braces for this solution. Okay, so that's our question 2. For question 3, I'll see you next time.